Well, thank you very much, and let me say good morning to our viewers and to my very good friend, Ayapin, one of the members of parliament I admired those days for not being acerbic and being quite objective. If you like people like Ayapin, you look at a former Jusu member of parliament, Eduomi, you look at Patrick Boama, you look at those people. Those are the people that we respected a lot in parliament because they will make their points all right, they will be political, but they will not be acerbic. And that is what we like because it helps grow our democracy.
True.
And also, it helps us respect each other, even when we are out of parliament, and that is good for us. On the substantive issue now, let me say this. Whatever will go to help in the growth of our democracy, I'm all for it. We've been through turbulent times. We've experimented with our democracy. And as young as we are, our democratic journey will definitely go through hills and valleys and also go through certain bumps. But all will strengthen the process and also make it sustainable. In as much as this case is, let me say, affects our former Chief Justice, I think that it is good for the law to be tested at all levels. But then I would say here, we have a constitution.
Yeah.
And our constitution has specified clearly in very, very unambiguous terms on procedures for the appointment of a Chief Justice. And the same constitution has specified in clear terms on procedures for the removal of a Chief Justice.
Yeah.
Not only a Chief Justice, but everybody, even the President, members of Parliament, all of us, could be removed in one way or the other, according to the specifications of the Constitution.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I marvel and ask myself, were any of the clauses, procedures, processes that are specified in the Constitution for the removal of a CJ, were any of it abused, violated, overstepped? Clearly no. The process went through what has been enshrined in the Constitution. So if somebody says that the Chief Justice has not been given a fair trial, she's not being treated fairly, her human rights have been abused, I would want the person to point the processes where those abuses occurred. Other than that, let's all understand that until we amend our Constitution, this current process has not violated any aspect of the Constitution. The processes will be allowed to be fair. It's gone through very transparent. The Chief Justice went before her own peers, and they came out with a verdict. 2, Getty Tokonu, that was not the first time a petition has been written about her. There was a petition against her under Nana Akufo-Addo. Nana Akufo-Addo dismissed it. In fact, one of the petitioners
the Council of State did not establish a prima facie.
Okay, thank you. I agree. The Council of State then did not establish a prima facie case against her.
Yeah.
One of the petitioners in that situation was a known MPP member. Nobody said anything. Another group of people have petitioned against her under John Mahama. It went to another Council of State, and they found and established a prima facie case against her. So, in this situation, I ask myself, what is it that people want the president to do? Even when the president has respected the tenets of our Constitution, we have a problem. If he had not respected, the same people will have gotten up and said the president has abused his freedom and rights and liberties under the Constitution, so he should be censured. So, Kutsi and Kutsi, Koda and Koda, I don't understand. I think that we've gotten to a stage where we must understand that as a country, we decided to abide by a constitution. Let that constitution work until we determine that certain aspects and certain clauses in the constitution needs amendment. I think that what we are doing, we are not being fair to the people who voted in the referendum to approve of that constitution. Secondly, let me say this. I'm happy that the case is going to proceed. The truth of the matter is that the ECOWAS court came with a determination that she did not utilize the period under which her injunction was to be accepted. And that brings to question some of the issues, because this is not the first time Chief Justice Tokonu has taken a case to any court. She's been to courts in Ghana and all those situations. I think, like my brother said, that should be a signal to her. You see, one thing I said, and one thing that came out clearly, that one of the petitioners is from the judicial service, a worker in the judicial service. So you see, in this world, we should understand that as you go, not everybody will like you. You may think you are doing the right thing, but somebody will be sitting out there and the person will marking you and making sure that he finds a fault with you, and that person will use it against you. Today, if assuming, without admitting, that the court says she must be reinstated, in what environment is she going to work? I think that if she wants to maintain her sanity and live her peaceful life, she should accept this as one of her destiny. She's a young lady or young woman. She is not yet 70. So with her background and experience, she could find other work, and possibly, who knows, they say when one gate is closed, another is opened. She could get an appointment anywhere in the world to serve and to continue to work. But to continue to litigate this matter, which I know from where I sit and from the little that I can read and the little knowledge that I've acquired in my 60 years, I don't think what she's looking for, she will get it. I don't think she will get it. I don't think so. I don't think she can get back onto the bench of Ghana, because how is she going to relate with the people who found themselves on the committee who are also on the bench?
But at this point, is she fighting for reinstatement, or she's seeking compensation for what she says are human rights abuses?
But compensation definitely will be an outcome of a reinstatement. Definitely, if that's what she's looking for, the ultimate objective.
It could be in a situation where the court will say that, no, you cannot be reinstated, but I don't think you were removed fairly. So you can be
retired honorably on your entitlements.
Yes, on your entitlements, per your condition of service, your entitlement will be given to you. As it happened to the military officers, the senior military officers who were supposed to be paid until their retirement, they accumulate all the salaries that they are supposed to have prior to their retirement, have it in advance. So something like that to compensate her, maybe not necessarily coming back, something that President Mahama can do. President Mahama can come out and say that, look, you were supposed to receive, you retire with your salary, so if you are removed, that the way she had been removed, you will not enjoy that entitlement. So now we are giving it to you. Get a salary.
You see, one thing we must also
all the conditions.
We should be careful. We don't also set a precedent that people could violate conditions.
But I didn't want to go into the issue as you did. But in fact, if we don't amend our constitution, any president can get people to petition. If I want to, if another president can, for instance, our next president will be,
and the president has not done anything,
and he wants to remove the Chief Justice. Definitely, you get some people to petition.
Petition on what grounds?
You see, there's no way. You've been civil servant, public servant,
Yes.
you work in so many institutions. You said something right now. Not all the people will like you. So, and you can't do everything perfectly 100%.
True.
So if it is 70% that you have done right, we can get something from the wrongs of your 30% against you. And they didn't say 100%. Once we get about 3-5 people petition and we send it to the Council of State, and look at the way our Council of State is being constituted. So definitely you can get 1 or 2 people, or majority of the people say.
Our Council of State is constituted by election.
Election sponsored per the Constitution. It should have been an independent election. But now what do we see? Political parties sponsor them.
You see, so that's what I'm saying that. So
to get people to write a petition, to get Council of State to accept the petition and find prima facie against a Chief Justice is something that can easily be done. That is why I centered my debate on the amendment of the Constitution to properly fence the Chief Justice like the way we have fenced our speakers of Parliament.
Don't say Chief Justice. If our Constitution needs amendment, it needs amendment to possibly protect all of us.
Exactly.
Not a particular group of people and not a particular person.
But that is not
the
what
Constitution is going
it's not protecting all of us.
No. The Constitution is going through a review. What I'm saying is that in all these, what we must understand is that as a country, we've come a bit far.
True.
We established this Constitution at a time. Now, the dynamics of our time demands that we must look at certain aspects of the Constitution to make it a good working document to protect every citizen of this country, no matter your status.
But for now, that is not what the Constitution is.
No. But that is what we are looking at.
You are fortunate your government is in power. If you are a former member of Parliament, sponsored by a political party to serve 3 terms, 4 terms in Parliament, and then the Constitution says when you are voted out, you retire and come home, where you've tinted yourself with political colors and no company is ready to hire you. And then you say, go and struggle for... You see, it's not easy. There's something that the Constitution must take a critical look at. How do we handle people who have served in government and have political colors?
It's not only... What I'm saying that the Constitution must be a shelter for every Ghanaian. Look, I don't agree that the political elite should be the only people who should be looked at in the amendment of the Constitution. I don't agree that those who constitute the 3 arms of government should be the only people who should be looked at. There are certain aspects of this Constitution that makes even the freedom and the liberties enjoyed by the ordinary Ghanaian a bit worrisome. And the Constitution must, in its entirety, be looked at so that it will be a document that will make me, you, and the ordinary taxi driver, sweeper, or anybody feel that in this country, I have predictability when it comes to my freedom or my liberties being infringed upon. You understand? That I can go to court and I will not go through a harrowing experience. There's no situation where somebody who is rich will override my freedom and my liberty. Those are the things I'm looking for. I'm looking at situations where, like in other jurisdictions, the ordinary person can get up and say that what this president has done to me, what this person has done to me is wrong, and I'm demanding this right. Those are the things I'm looking for. It shouldn't be because of the Chief Justice we are only going to fence that particular aspect of the Constitution and then look at. We must look at the Constitution in its entirety. And make sure that in situations where ordinary people's rights and freedoms are trampled upon, what are the remedies that constitutionally are available for them to be able to secure justice?
Right.
You see, do you like the situation whereby somebody goes to they say somebody has stolen plantain, then he goes for 15 years. Then somebody steals 3 billion.
And they said causing financial loss to the state.
Yes. Then the person
go for 3.
They won't say the person has stolen money. They find causing financial loss.
Causing financial
you understand? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so the Constitution must look at all these things so that from the Constitution, other regulations will flow in order to give some sort of confidence, joy, happiness to the Ghanaians. So me and I will walk through the street of Ghana knowing that as soon as my freedom is trampled upon by anybody, I will get justice.
True. Well, I agree that there should be a relook at the entirety of the Constitution. But would you also agree that the 146 should be looked at, because it's also a Ghanaian citizen that is appointed to be a CJ?
I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem with that at all. My cousin was wrongly and I think unfairly treated when she was at the Shraj.
Loretta Lante. Yes. Loretta Lante.
But, you know, Charlotte Osai, to me, was unfairly removed.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. That
I said we should look at the Chief Justice, because that is the subject that we are discussing. But what you are saying is right. In a situation where somebody has been employed by the state, whether it's before or after an election has been held, and then another government comes and say that, look, go home. I want to look into the process in which you were employed. As we speak, those who were employed fairly and those who were employed seriously are all home. You see, and they don't have anything right to go to.
I agree with you.
Yes, so it's so important that we look at the Constitution again. The Constitution says your term of office ends at the 4th term where date is clear. Whether you have won or lost an election, you still have term of office that not expire. At the same time, you are also employing, and a budget will be prepared to suit that employment. So if you overload the next government or which budget you don't know how it's going to be designed, it's also not fair. So the Constitution should position it in such a way that you can't go and overload a budget that you are not going to supervise.
True.
Neither can you also sit out somewhere and say that, oh, if I look at your face looks like blue or green, so I suspect you were employed wrongly, so let me find a way of removing you from office. These things are not fair. You see, and there's a need for us to look at all this so that we get fairness in our system. It's not only the Chief Justice alone.
Is it something that worries me in this country is that sometimes we forget where we have come from. And I think by now, all these things that my brother is talking about should be lessons for us as a country to move on.
Right.
We are building a country with so much bitterness and pain that people walk around and they are bitter. There's so much pain in their heads because of the way the system has treated them. It's not today. Over the period. And I think politics has become the worst. We have weaponized politics so much that we use politics to inflict pain on our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues. Sometimes we forget that, look, if you touch Ayapain, even within Ayapain's, Ayapain could be blue, but within his party, there are greens.
Yes, true.
Who, for the time that Ayapain was sitting in parliament, was also at least benefiting a little from the crumbs from his table. You understand? I have family members who are MPP, and they come to me. I wouldn't say because they are MPP, I will not listen to them.
Yeah.
They are my family members. So at the end of it all, the ball will fall back to you. The guns we say, you understand? So sometimes when we are dealing, we should first deal with the people as human beings. You understand? Ourselves, look at ourselves and look at them. Before we even look at where the person comes from, his name, or which religion, you know, those are the things I think which are not necessary. If we will deal with each other as human beings and understand that if I do this to Aye, he will be hurt. I wouldn't want the same thing to be done to me. I think it will help all of us in healing, in moving together and building this country together.
Right.